Hey there, Mama! Welcome back to the second of the three-part video series, especially for you being on the Mama Bliss Coaching School interest list. So thank you so much for the comments where you shared the struggles that you are hoping to ease with your coaching skills one day. As you can see, there are so many areas that a mama can use some support on. So let's get to it. So Mama Bliss Coaching School can definitely offer you the training experience that is unique in the sense it has been created by a mama and it is created with a mama in mind. So that means we really dive deep into what I call the 4 pillars of bliss, which is universal for anyone, but especially mamas who are constantly giving and giving to become strengthened and fortified from the deep inside out. So that is why we focus on the basic tenets of self-care, creativity, exploring our core values, and then living a simplicity-filled life from there. And again, just to remind you, in case you don't know, I'm Kathy Stoll, the founder of Bliss Beyond Nap Time, where I've been blogging for many, many, many moons while I explored the beautiful journey in being a creative, prolific, busy mama, homesteading, blogging, knitting, sewing, all the things I'm sure that you are interested or do yourself, and also connecting with other mums and getting a conversation going on as much as we love our children, we still have a purpose beyond them. We have passions beyond them, and how we can go about simplifying our days so that we can explore these passions. And it just so happens that exploring these passions had led me here talking to you today about my greatest passion, spreading the Mama Bliss around the world, one Mama Bliss coach at a time. So I hope that you've had an opportunity to reach out to some of your favorite readers, some of your longtime readers, and asking them about what they're struggling with, what they've tried to bring ease to these challenges, and maybe, how you might be able to support them in the future. So one of my own longtime readers is actually a Mama Bliss coaching graduate, and that is my beloved Ellen Nightingale. She is a mama who has been reading my blog for a very long time, and she reached out to me when I first announced that I had become certified as a simplicity parenting and a creativity coach. And she was one of my first clients, and she's been with me from the very beginning. And it's really touching because when I first connected with her, she was actually living across the country. Now she's a mother of 2, but at the time she was a mother of 1, and she was really at a pretty intense transitional period of her life. And so we worked together, and it was pretty poignant because she literally made the journey. She made the journey when she was at a crossroads of having a 4-year-old, I believe at the time. She was on the cusp of becoming pregnant with her daughter, but she wanted some hand-holding into bringing her work as a speech therapist more in alignment with what she has discovered in her journey as a mom and melding it with her newfound love of writing. And now my heart is just busting with joy watching her meld the Mama Bliss coaching tools with her profound love of storytelling and Mama Bliss in general. So now she is offering writing motherhood retreats from her home base in California. So it's just been an honor to watch her soar and seeing her touch the lives of many other mamas there who are struggling in perhaps just exploring what the turbulence of motherhood can sometimes be and finding that support. All right, Mama, so you're considering becoming a coach. So one way I can offer to take the first step towards exploring what that might look and feel like would be to take a moment to really strengthen what I call your 4 pillars of Mama Bliss. And this is what we spend the whole entire first module of Mama Bliss coaching school doing. Essentially, it's coaching yourself and making sure that you are getting optimum self-care, finding time for creativity, exploring your values, and finally simplifying from that point of foundation. And I always begin with self-care, and self-care for me always begins with sleep, because that is where the first acronym letter for shoes is for self-care shoes. So S is for sleep. Checking in with H2O, the H in shoes for water, O is for organic living, E for exercise, and S for stillness. So you can just meditate on where you're feeling intuitively that your self-care practices are lacking in these areas, and see if you can strengthen, do what you can to prioritize either your sleep, your water intake, organic living, meaning releasing any toxins from your environment through what you're intaking through food or cleaning products, body care, etc. So just checking in with that, and finally getting some movement and some stillness. So picking one of those areas and just really celebrate that self-care practice for the next week or two, and then move on to the second highest priority. So we really dive deep into these areas to take care of you first, and I find this always brings me a more direct access to my inner compass that will offer me a way to share what has worked with me with my clients, but also reminding myself of the next step to take towards making all my dreams come true, including becoming a coach. Once your pillars get strengthened, or at least the first pillar, self-care, then you'll have the fortitude to address any obstacles that come in way of achieving your goals or dreams. And so one of the first ones I brought up in the last video was the certification question. So you might be thinking, why would I go through your program if I can plunk down the investment for a more legitimate certification program? The truth is, your clients are going to care about the letters behind your name or where you got your training from. What they are attracted to is you, and also your journey into what sort of experiences and expertise you bring to the table, and not to mention the inexplicable chemistry that happens when you get to know someone through the writing on their blog or their own personal philosophy on how they can support you into achieving your goals and visions. And that's what we do here at Mama Bliss Coaching School. I really cherry picked the training that can serve my mama's best, and that is essentially what I had gleaned from being a creative, really hands-on mama, but also very passionate about what my purpose is beyond being a mom. So that's why I decided to get certified as a Simplicity Parenting Coach, as well as a Kaizen Muse Creativity Coach, because in that way I can best serve my moms who are creative beings, hyper creative beings, if you will, and also the Simplicity Parenting principles that I feel were not only really therapeutic and healing for the family as a whole, but really created the ideal day for me to prioritize what we as a family are going to say yes to, so me as a passionate woman can say yes to in terms of exploring what my calling is beyond mamahood. So your client's not going to care about certification, but they're going to be really drawn to the fact that you have the coaching tools to move them towards either deeper self-care and creativity or any other area of expertise you bring to the table. And this is an interesting one. Talking to your partner. So that could raise up some resistance. Telling him or her that you want to become a coach. So all I can offer is that you really allow your excitement, enthusiasm to shine through your eyeballs, and you sit down with him or her and you say, I'm really excited, I want to explore this. And if your husband is anything like mine, he's a number guy, so it'd be really impressive if you can show them the price of tuition, what you are going to be charging once you come out of school. And I often share that the starting base point for coaching rates is $100 to $150 per session. And you will want to let him or her know that the whole third module of this 12-week training program is all about making your tuition back lickety split. So I bring in guest experts, I show how it worked for me, how I made my own certification tuition back within a couple of months, no problem. So, you know, if your partner came to you sharing with you that they want to take such a program, like, wouldn't you just want to support them? I know I get very excited when my own partner shares with me his own personal goals. For him, it's all about mountains he wants to scale. So it's just a beautiful dance. It's reciprocation and also knowing your partner. So, you know, I have to admit, it helps for us if cookies are within arm's reach length. Do what you can to not only butter them up, we're not manipulating them here, but really just knowing that they love you and want to see you soar. So it's an exciting opportunity, and definitely conversation skills is something we cover in the program too. But all I can offer is just speaking from your heart's truth and setting up an environment that there won't be any distractions, and you can have a healthy conversation from that point forward. And finally, time. So you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but how am I going to create the time with little munchkins running around, not only for the training, but also for lifting a coaching practice and working after that? So again, the whole first module, we look at the 4 pillars, and the 4th pillar is simplicity. And it is all about getting clear on what you want to bring forward into the world, what you stand for, and then saying no to anything that's not in alignment. So even when I was first blogging and meditating on how I can serve, my coaching career coach asked me, what is the one question that you keep getting approached with? And that was, how do you do all that you do? And at the time, it looked on paper like it was a lot, but really it was all stuff I was passionate about. So I wasn't fatigued or exhausted or burnt out. When I felt inklings of that coming on, I just knew it was time to take something off my plate. But I knew that this work, at the time, it looked different, but it was still in the same vein, was important to me, and it fed me with energy. And it really modeled to my kids the power of rhythm in the day, drawing up boundaries, and also filling up your bliss bucket with self-care, creative play, and seeing where you can bring some more simplicity to the table. And you'll be amazed at how time just keeps happening. Time is such a trippy concept. There's that Einstein theory that, you know, time is very much a self-inflicted phenomenon. I know, it kind of bends my brain just thinking about it, but it will create itself when you are on the path. Because this path is something that I am going to share with you in the next video, the 3rd and final video of this series. And there I'm going to be sharing with you the big bliss picture that I hope that you will be a part of, and I hope you will consider joining me for this session of Mama Bliss Coaching School. So be sure you check it out because I'm going to be sharing with you the time-sensitive deal, as well as letting you know that there's only room for 20 mamas, and I do hope that you will be one of them. So I want to hear from you though. So in the comments below the video, I want to hear what's one area of self-care that you're going to focus on for this week so that you can really strengthen your inner compass that's going to guide you towards your life calling, and perhaps it will be becoming part of our Mama Bliss coach team. So check out that email, the email that's coming up in the next couple days that will lead you to video number 3. And I can't wait to hear your comments, so bring them on and any questions, and we will talk to you again very soon. Talk to you then. Bye.